What do we get next? What do we got next? The freaky origins of Sonic.EXE featuring Wavy Weeby Surf by Frankie Faye. Okay. Okay. Did we watch some others? Or am I losing my mind? I'm not gonna be able to keep up with everybody we're watching now. It's like, God. It was easy to keep up when we first started these videos, but now there's so much. A while ago. Okay, so I'm not okay. Okay, so I'm remembering right. Like we've watched at least one video of theirs. Oh, was it the Luigi's pregnancy video? Oh my god. Oh god. What are we in for now? What are we in for now?
In 2011, an American furry was possessed by an entity and forced to write one of the most infamous creepypastas of all time.
You know, it happens.
The resulting internet urban legend, Sonic.EXE, was so full of grammatical errors, plot holes, and hyper-realistic blood that it instantly became a horror icon, only to be banned shortly after it was posted. So why, among all the
as usual,
and suicidal Squidwards, the Sonic...
It's usually what happens, you know. Something great comes from a fan of something, and it usually gets yeeted and deleted. It's usually how it goes.
Xe have such a cult following. Why are we unironically obsessed with dark, edgy versions of our favorite characters? And whatever happened to
I was taking a sip of my drink when I saw that pop up.
This entire thing. This is a crash course in Sonic.EXE. This is bad art history.
But
it all begins
like it popped up just as I took a sip of my drink.
Kids. But in case you've never heard of this before, Sonic.EXE is the name of a notoriously terrible creepypasta, short internet horror fiction, about a haunted copy of the original 1991 Sonic game, in which Sonic bites off Tails' head, makes blood come out of his own eyes, and calls himself God. Pretty heavy stuff. But with every rise comes a fall. And just as Sonic.EXE was achieving mass internet fame, admins on the site where it was originally posted took the story down without any warning, prompting the author to have such a legendary meltdown that attention would soon turn to his other online activities. But before we can dive into any of that, you probably have a few questions. What was this story actually about?
Something's always got to ruin it.
Banned only after it attained.
Something's always got to ruin these things. Honestly, it's either like if it's like a fan made thing, especially it's either like whoever's like the owner of the OG you're a fan of, like will take it down in some way, or it's like the creator or something is like turns out to be a piece of shit in some way, or something fucked up happens because of it. It's like and we can't have nothing, y'all. We can't have nothing out on these internet streets. We can't have nothing.
Huge fan base. The reason is objectively really funny, but it's hard to explain anything further without reading the pasta. And for the next few minutes, I'll spare you my obnoxious accent and let you surf this wave yourself. A wavy web surf, if you will.
To catch you up to speed, one summer day, our protagonist Tom pauses his epic gamer sesh of Sonic Unleashed to check the mailbox. Inside, he finds a CD port of the classic 1991 Sonic game. Alongside it is an ominous note written by his boy Kyle, whom Tom hadn't seen in several weeks.
What is going on?
I can't take it anymore. I had to get rid of this thing somehow before it was too late. He's after me. Please, Tom, destroy this godforsaken disc before he comes after you too. I went up to my room and put the disc in. When the title screen popped up, I noticed that it was the first Sonic game.
Oh, I just noticed.
The first thing
I just noticed it says help up there. I just noticed that.
noticed that was out of place was when I pressed start, there was a split second when I saw the title image turned into something much different. Something that I now consider horrifying. The sky had darkened. The title emblem was rusted and ruined. The Sega 1991 was now instead Sega 666. And the water had turned red like blood.
You know what's funny is that because of, you know, like when TikTok was like going down and stuff, and it was like very dramatic, and uh, the government was saying they're trying to do it because they want to protect your information. From like China or whatever. It's like everybody was like, okay, so we're going to China's app. It's like it's called like Red Note or Red Book. Um, and I learned on there that apparently for them, 666 is actually like a, a good number. It's like a good thing, apparently. And like four is like a bad number because it's like it's a symbol of death, I think. But it's like it was so funny because I could see like the Americans and stuff talking to them, and the Chinese people were like trying to educate us on their app. They were like being really welcoming and stuff. Some Chinese girl ripped you up on there as well. Yeah, everybody was like hyping each other up. It was kind of funny, but it was like so funny because a lot of the 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 Chinese people on the app that were welcoming us, it was like some would post like in the comment sections of whatever you posted, like the number 666 or whatever, and like us being new to the site and being like, this is not a good sign for us. So it was like, to clarify, a lot of people started asking, and it got the dialogue going where it was like the Chinese were baffled that apparently 666 was like considered like a bad number, a bad symbol. And it was just so funny because now I can't look at it the same way anymore. It's like
Before cutting to black. But Sonic, his eyes were pitch black and bleeding with two glowing red dots
I just
staring
love how
right at me.
the number
And the music was
666
that creepy
just led to
Caverns
like
of Winter
education,
music from Earthbound,
basically.
and his smile
It was
had
great.
stretched wider up to the edge of his face. I figured that it was just a glitch and forgot about it. And then another weird thing happened. I picked file 1 and
cheesecake.
chose Tails. The game froze for about 5 seconds, and I heard a
You
creepy
getting
pixelated laugh.
accidentally rizzed up over there.
Tom, a seasoned and intrepid gamer, continues playing the game, but everything
Has
is
anyone
ever so
here
slightly
played this?
off.
'Cause I
As
haven't.
Tails progresses through Hill Zone
I remember
1, he
hearing
notices
about
that
it
the
and
ground
seeing
is
some
littered
clips
with
of
the
it.
mutilated corpses of his animal companions. But then, finally, a familiar face. Tails notices Sonic way off in the distance. Suddenly,
Oh,
I
God.
began to have a growing feel of dread as Tails walked closer to Sonic to get his attention. I heard a faint static growing louder as Tails was but inches away from Sonic and stopped and stuck his hands out to touch him. Suddenly, in a split second, I saw Sonic's eyes open, and they were black with those red glowing dots. Just like the title image, the screen turned black. I was taken to a different level with the level title now saying hide and seek. Tails looked as though he was scared out of his wits this time, making frantic gestures to me as if he wanted to get out of the area he was in as fast as possible. But then Sonic appeared right in front of Tails, and Tails looked up in horror. Blood started to come down those
Ugh.
blackened eyes of Sonic's as a grin slowly grew from his face. I was so shocked by what had happened. Did Sonic murder Tails? No, he couldn't have. He and Tails were supposed to be best friends, right? Why did
Fucking
Sonic
thing.
do that to him? The red static lasted for about 15 seconds, and then it showed me a most unpleasant image. The image showed an image of Sonic standing in the darkness where you can only
don't
see
like
his
that.
face.
I don't
He
like
looked
that.
so real. You could actually see the lines in his blue fur. His face, oh God, he had the most horrifying smile I'd ever seen. There was
I'm not gonna lie, this probably would have freaked me out as a kid. This probably would have legit freaked me out. I'm just imagining like someone finding a way to put this on like the actual Sonic game and switching it with like switching it out from the real one to this and having them play it and them not realizing and thinking this is the legit game. That would be fucking hilarious.
Text. I am God. I heard a voice right behind me, like a whisper. Try to keep this interesting for me, Tom. I turned around to see where the voice was coming from, and what I saw made me scream. Sitting on my bed, staring right at me, was a Sonic plushie, smiling with bloodstains under its eyes.
Not the plushie.
Powerful stuff. Now, assuming this is the first time you've ever fully read Sonic.EXE, it may be a lot to process. But processing power isn't much of an issue for this channel, because today's video was made possible by the one, the only Meta PCs. Meta PCs is a PC company specializing in award-winning custom builds for any budget or lifestyle. Whether you're a gamer, a content creator, or just a professional YouTube watcher, these guys have you covered. Meta PCs let you fully customize your machine inside and out with their custom configurator, and their huge array of powerful graphics cards, RGB lights, CPUs, cases, and peripherals. For instance, I designed this Gangster Bob PC myself, picked out their amazing RTX 4070 super graphics card and this beefy Intel Core i7 CPU, and they put the whole thing together for me in this beautiful Fantex case. And if the fully customized builds are overwhelming for you, not to worry, because Meta PCs also offers tons of ready-to-ship builds that go out the next business day.
I really do hope one day I can go all out on a PC case.
Meta PCs for sponsoring this video.
Because I've seen.
So how exactly?
I've seen some cases like but my idea for one, I want to go like, one of the ideas I had was to go like full. How would I describe this? Full like gothic, like Castlevania styled, gothic style case. Like I just want to go full out in it, you know. Like I just that kind of theme, that kind of style. Like I've seen some that have come close, and have like a similar type of theme, but I just want to go full on out with it, full on out. On the Spiffing Brit PC, where I can't believe they actually put real fucking tea in the water cooler thing. Like, I wonder if that actually worked, or if he ever replaced it with real water instead of just fucking hot tea.
Did something like this blow up? Let's do a quick timeline. 2011. On August 9th, user JC the Hyena, digital artist and self-professed prince of everlasting darkness, takes inspiration from this edited screenshot and uploads a scary story to the creepypasta wiki. And like all wiki sites, it's operated by a team of admins who can delete any submission they want at any time for any reason, which would become a huge problem for JC. But for the time being, Sonic.EXE immediately picked up steam.
They went 100% into the bit. They used fucking real tea.
And also accusing it of plagiarizing much more famous works. But to the fans, this mattered very little. And on August 13th, 2012, the release of the...
Sorry, if I remember right, I think he actually, the Spiffing Brit, like himself, actually requested them to actually put real tea in it. Like, he didn't want it to just be like regular water, like, dyed or something. I think he specifically said real tea. Like, no matter how they tried to, like, warn him or put him off of that, he's like, nope, put real tea in it, or I don't want it.
Sonic.EXE fan game changed everything. Everyone who was anyone was covering
oh
this
yeah,
game.
you got family stuff coming up this weekend. Good luck, Yomi. Hope you get some sleep.
The story was unoriginal, poorly
Cuddle
written,
them cats.
and unintentionally hilarious. The fact that you could play it for yourself put it leagues ahead of the competition. But I truly believe Sonic.EXE popped off for a much simpler reason. Sonic fans are insane. Between Sonic's deeply unfortunate
The tea
history of
spoiled
fan
in shipping?
creations,
Oh, that
a
would
series
fucking
of
suck.
games of extremely varied quality, and
But
the
he was
bizarre
warned,
tendency
so-
of Sonic fans to create extensive lore, it was just right place, right time. And the early 2010s was huge for internet horror. Slenderman, Jeff the Killer,
Yeah, all of them
Smiley
were
Dog,
coming
Mandor,
out during those
Hand-Drop
times.
Car Door, and Sonic.EXE remain hugely influential on today's internet landscape. Think about how much popular online fiction over the last 10 years has been horror-oriented. The Backrooms, SCPs, Analog Horror, Mascot
Yeah,
Horror,
it's still around. It's
ARGs,
still-
many such cases. But
There's
the
like
accusations
50
of
billion
plagiarism are pretty troubling,
backroom
which begs
games.
the question: if JC the Hyena didn't come up with these
Sonic
ideas,
X would be great in Mortal
who
Kombat.
did? Edgy Sonic reimaginings
I'm
have
sorry,
actually been
Yomi,
around
good
for as
night.
long as Sonic
Yep.
has. Back in 1993, the developers of Sonic
Hopefully
CD
you at
stuck
least
this
get
spooky
some
Sonic
good sleep.
into the sound test menu, scaring the crap, rather unintentionally, out of anyone who might find it. In the 2000s, DeviantArt was overrun with emo, edgy Sonic OCs. In fact, I challenge you to type in your first name, the Hedgehog, into Google Images and try not to cut yourself on the edge. And notoriously, in 2005, Sega released the edgiest game
Everyone
ever
had to be
designed,
emo and
Shadow
edgy at some
the
point.
Hedgehog, in which Shadow, Sonic's dark, brooding counterpart with highlights, balances the fate of humanity while riding a cool motorcycle
gotta
and
play
shooting
this
a
game.
gun. This is a game about an animal that wears shoes. But to give credit where it's due, JC did come up with one original
I love how
idea. As he
I
wrote
love
in
how
Affinity
in the
Journal-
game where said animal is like can run super fast and is wielding fucking machine guns and shit, and it's like riding a motorcycle. I love the takeaway was he wears shoes. Like holy shit.
journal entry in October 2012, what is Sonic.EXE? Many of you fans speculated that he was God, Satan, or a really powerful demon from hell, and all your interpretations of my creation have amused and entertained me. He's an entirely different entity, one that created itself. See, the creature that is Sonic.EXE was created in the void, in a gap between dimensions. He learned about Sonic the Hedgehog, and was right there and then a big fan of the series, and especially its character, Sonic. He mainly goes after video gamers and Sonic fans, but he has a
Why are
certain
we
hunger for
zooming
the
in
kind of
so
video
slow?
gamers who
What
talk
is-
smack about Sonic. He wanted his own
I feel like
world
we're
to
being
rule so his
consumed by the
slaves
game.
would have a place to be,
Ew.
so he could enslave them. He hopes that one day, the doorway between his world and
That
ours will
fucking
break
smile.
open, and all of his dark powers will pour out into our world. Maybe someday, he'll get that chance. Demon emoji. So basically, Sonic.EXE is original in that it's the first Sonic OC that is explicitly pro-slavery. Without the cheesiness of the early 2010s, it's very
Wait. I love how we're just casually sliding that in there. I love- Okay, alright.
unlikely that we'd be precisely here today. And speaking of cheese, I alluded to the fact that Sonic.EXE was banned, even though it is clearly very easy to find right now. And the reason I drag this out is because what is one of the funniest things I have ever heard in my life. Sonic.EXE was considered to be so poorly written by the admins of the creepypasta wiki that less than 2 years after its publication, they simply would not abide this thing on their website. And if you've ever read like a regular creepypasta that didn't get popular, you probably know that the average writing quality is like stroke-inducingly bad. So it's no surprise that upon learning what had happened to his creation, JC lost his mind. And now that we finished discussing Sonic.EXE's rise, it's time to discuss the fall.
Because of course.
Fur Affinity, the furry art-sharing website. On January 14th of 2014, JC took to Fur Affinity and wrote a scathing journal entry accusing the creepypasta admins of bull friggin' horseshit. As he put it, the admins of the creepypasta wiki have finally decided to delete Sonic.
I think you might be a little upset. Just a little, though. A smidgen. Barely noticeable, you know?
Sonic.EXE off of the wiki on the grounds that it was, quote, badly written and, quote, had too many cliches and, quote, was a bad example of what should be a creepypasta. But to be clear, a revised version is still up on the site, and the full version has been reposted basically everywhere else. And after 2014, Sonic.EXE experienced a decline in popularity, until two huge gamer moments completely turned things around. The first was the Sonic renaissance brought on by the release of Sonic Mania, the 2020 live-action Sonic film with the terrifying CGI, and the age-old curse of liking something ironically for so long.
Listen, they're never that fucking awful CGI of Sonic will never be forgotten. It will go in the history books. Oh, it's so bad.
It becomes unironic. And the second was Friday Night Funkin'. Released via Newgrounds in October of 2020, this rap battle rhythm game met instant commercial success and maintains an active fan community even today. One of the biggest factors in its success was fan-made mods. So when the Versus Sonic.EXE mod dropped in August of the following year, a new generation of young gamers who were probably in grade school during the pasta's origin were exposed to this legendary meme for the first time. And like fans of old, these kids immediately got to work, making their own edgy OCs, alternate universes, and lore. But by the time Sonic.EXE experienced its second wind, JC had been completely cut out of his creation. Because ironically, this guy was way scarier than anything he tried to write. JC the Hyena, active on For Affinity since 2010, is a digital artist with a love for Sonic the Hedgehog, macro fetish art, and erotic Discord roleplay. And in July of 2021, right before the Friday Night Funkin' mod would put JC's creation back on the map, Twitter artist Broken Dollmaker posted screenshots of JC engaging in very inappropriate conduct with a 14-year-old who he knew to be 14 over Discord. He was 26 at this time, and the following month—
Why is it always the kids? Seriously. Leave them alone. Just don't. It's almost always little kids they be messing with. Stop. Stop it. I don't like how this became a trend. Okay? This didn't need to be trendy. Can we just fucking stop? Please. Just no. Yuko, please. Yuko, put that on a fucking t-shirt and start a campaign with that. Like, God damn it.
User Shay took ownership of the Sonic.EXE story from JC and his then-girlfriend, who voluntarily outed herself, too, as a pedophile. So, what's left? Shay continues to helm the Sonic.EXE project and maintains no connections to the original creator. Sonic.EXE continues to amass new fan projects, ironic and sincere to this day. In fact, the Sonic the Freecog meme going around right now actually uses a design from one of the fan characters. And as for JC, his behavior is irredeemable and his cancellation deserved. But he did leave a parting note before vanishing entirely in the form of a confession and a plea for other victims generally to come forward. And in a true case of separating the art from the artist, Sonic.EXE lives on in the hearts and minds of millions. One of the silliest and most legendary pastas to stand the test of time. And though its legacy is spotty, there's no slowing this meme down. Because like Sonic always says, gotta go fast. This is the worst one. I spent 45 minutes trying to come up with a pun for this video, and I could not do it. I am so sorry. This has been Bad Art History. This video was made possible by scum cells like you. Thank you.
Wow.
Huge shout out to the Scum Brotherhood, Fat Pug, Freppy, Green Goat, Jason Meyer, Kale, Kitty S. Fleas, Kyle, Matt Voltron, Maxie, Perry, Rob Knob, Rotten Rottweiler, Scoo, Slothin3D, and Trevor Savage. And to Scum Babies, Acidic, Alice, Alexander
I'm guessing those are patrons.
Apoptosis Necrosis,
And I just love how some of
Baker,
y'all have
Burgess
no
Hopper,
shame with your
Callie D,
names.
Kara, Catherine Mary, Claudia Della Malva, Computian, Corny as Corn, Deride Fighting
Just no
Polyphemus,
shame.
Donkey Ching, Evaya, Ezralaro, Fennec Arson, Fezza570, Globbity Wob, Huds, Insane Freak, Jack Ramirez, Jake McGuckin, James Corden, Jasper, Joshua D.A., Katarina Marcotte, K-Hug, Colbert Berg, Kraken Jokes, Chris, Max J, McBallin, Minchino Rocker, Pyro Pizza Wizard, Raymundo 2112, Red Blaze 27, Ruben Manchester, Rasha 13, Sethington Sheed, Soda Amazing,
the fucking
Splendid
Sonic
Cowhoof,
over here.
Super Mario Nutsack. Let's go. This is the best username on the whole website. Tommy V, Tyler H, Unclear Rain, a youngster
Oh,
for the body
got
snatcher.
you, Liam. Got you. All right. That makes a little more. That makes a little more sense now. Okay. Okay. Oh my god. I did not know. Like, I remember this game. I remember this like fucking meme basically. But I never played the game, and I don't really remember watching anybody. I just remember seeing clips and just random like pictures and stuff pop up. So, of course, the lore of like the creator of the game is like, ugh, okay. Shocked and surprised. Not really. That seems to be how the story fucking goes these days. Seems to be a fucking pattern. We can't have nothing nice. Can't have nothing creepy. Can't have nothing. Somebody's gotta ruin it. Somebody.